Yo, 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 peace, love, and law, everyone. Welcome to In God We Trust Academy podcast. How everybody doing out there today? Hope everybody in good spirits for sure. Got a few more minutes, man. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe before we get started. As always, we appreciate you and your participation.
I've been through the rain, I've been through the storm, I've been through the pain, and it's hard to stay calm. Yeah, I bet the sun gon' shine on me. It's gonna shine. I bet the sun gon' shine on me. It's gonna shine. I've been through the rain, I've been through the storm, I've been through the pain, and it's hard to stay calm. Yeah, I bet the sun gon' shine on me. I bet the sun gon' shine on me. All of the pain inside, it's hard to let the shit ride. Homicide, why they take my nigga life? Seems I got some shit with my family, I'm trying to get it right. 2 daughters, 2 mother, 2 family, that's right. This the shit I live for, I keep that shit they kill for. Try to kill my
everybody's
spirit,
doing
my
great.
Music, what I heal from. Keep
All is well.
Coming cause I ain't trying to feel nothing. That shit broke my heart when I caught my cousin stealing some. Tell me why me when I'm really trying to build some. There's some young niggas, little bitches.
Let's go. How y'all doing out there? Drop some ones, man. Let me know y'all locked in with me. Where y'all tuning in from right now?
I've been through the storm, I've been through the pain, and it's hard to stay calm. Yeah, I bet the sun gon' shine on me. It's gonna shine. I bet the sun gon' shine on me. I've been through the rain, I've been through the storm, I've been through the pain, and it's hard to stay calm. Yeah, I bet the sun gon' shine on me. I bet the sun gon' shine on me. April 11th, I lost my pops. 10 months later, my dog
South Carolina. What's up, South Carolina in the building?
and you can't tell me that I ain't
Few more minutes, guys. We're going to get started. Chop it up, man.
friends and family. I done made money with friends and family. When you get broke, just watch it handle it. It's time to ride. And niggas ain't down for you. Find that fire and then you start racking. You find that plug and then you start stacking. And niggas is robbing. You better stay packing. Ain't doing no talking. Just know it's by action. Saying you love me, give me expression. We don't take pleas. Ain't doing no confession. Nationality, I swear. It's a
South
blessing.
Georgia?
I'm a king and I got the recipe. Give me the keys. You know I'm gonna run it too far in the game.
He said that like that was a different state.
You coming to mama, LRP, and we way up in God.
South Georgia.
I've been through the storm, I've been through the pain, and it's hard to stay calm. Yeah, I bet the sun gon' shine on me. I bet the sun gon' shine on me.
Sir.
I've been through the rain, I've been through the storm, I've been through the pain, and it's hard to stay calm.
Got a few announcements for you guys, man, before we get locked all the way in. No, as of right now, we are still having our raffle ticket giveaway for a 2026 Toyota Camry that's going to be given away in February 21st, 2026, Huntsville, Alabama. And you will receive a chance to win, guys, a brand new 2026 Toyota Camry and plus other cash prizes. Second through the 4th place, get a chance to win $500 each. So we're also doing a $2,000 giveaway, as well as it's also a pop-up shop. So if you are a vendor, you're more than welcome to come and just hit us up and we'll get you locked in. Gonna have a great time. Good music, good food, and good businesses, good vendorship just gonna be out there as well too. So, and we're gonna see somebody get the chance to win a car. So, but here's the thing though: if you get 2 tickets, you get 2 tickets today. You get 2 tickets today. You're gonna get this free ebook right here. Foreclosures, defending your property rights. Okay. So This is something great for you to have, give you more insights of things. And anybody that's interested in this, you're more than welcome. Buy 2 raffle tickets and you will get this for free. This ebook will definitely be yours. All right. Don't forget about the Lawful Money Masterclass coming up December the 13th. We're going to have a conference here in Huntsville, Alabama as well. So if you want to come on down and we're going to teach you about lawful money. And also, we got live stream and in person. So if you can't make it, you're more than welcome to do it on a live stream. And what you'll learn is constitutional or statutory foundation of lawful money versus legal tender, how to lawfully endorse checks and deposit under 12 USC 411, how to document your election with clear record keeping and affidavits and the IRS official position, and how to stay compliant while asserting your rights, and much more. Right now, we have an early bird special, so the regular price is $200. Okay, so for those of you that want to get in right now, we're going to give it to you at $150. So you're more than welcome to do so. This will last till November the 13th. All right, just to put that out there. November the 13th. Now, also, tomorrow is paid in full class. We have 2 tiers, right? 2 tiers for the paid in full. And this is where I'm going to show you how to take a $25 money order, or just a money order in general, no matter how much money that you may put on it. And if you do it to the rules of accorded satisfaction, you can literally dispute a full debt with a bank or debt collector. It could be anybody. Doesn't really matter. But I've done it myself and literally took things in my own hand and went and got the title free and clear by using the law and federal government to receive my actual remedy. And you can also do this too. And I'm going to show you how. And this is based upon way more experience, what you're getting from me now, than when I did it myself then. So I'm going to show you how to win, and pretty much win before even stepping in court. And that way, if you do have to go to court, you automatically win. Right? So you got until later, what time tonight? 10 o'clock. You got until 10 o'clock today to get into this class. There's a VIP spot. So this is where you're able to come in. We're going to do a 3-hour workshop. So the 3-hour workshop is where you come in, put all the documentations together, et cetera. Make sure you got a full understanding of pressing forward. You're going to have to do the work yourself for sure. And be prepared and, hey, have you on your way. All right. So if you're interested in that, come on, be a VIP member of that. That's $400. And the regular tier is $200. Right. So totally up to you. And yeah, today's the deadline. I know it says 6 p.m., but we stretched it till 10 p.m. for a lot of people for certain reasons. But 10 p.m. Central Time is the last of this. And if you pay for anything after that, then you will only be getting the recording. All right, so just to put that out there for you guys, stay in touch with us for sure. And right now we got the birth certificate bundle sale, Remedy and Rebellion, and Divine Trust pop-up class, which teaches you exactly how to convey the certificated security using the security certificate, placing it into the actual trust, and all of your human capital, etc., and being able to fully record it. Okay, so you can do that. You can do it. $125 for 2 classes. Just to let you know, one of the classes was $200. The other one was actually $125. So you're getting both for $125. And the sale is still on as of right now. I'll probably end it by the end of the weekend. So you got until the end to get it. All right. So how you guys doing? Let me know how you're doing in the chat. Everybody doing pretty good on this great, beautiful Friday. I know y'all are, because I am doing pretty good, man. A little struggle at first, just rising, but hey, we kept it pushing and kept it moving, and got to still make the day what it's going to be, right? All right, so let's talk about a few things, man. First and foremost, always thankful for your time and everything that you guys do to make this possible with me. You can be scrolling, watching, doing anything else, but you guys continue to come here and in favor of me. So I definitely appreciate that. And all praise to the Most High as well for this beautiful day and establishing us this time to do this with you guys, right? So everything that you guys hear, education and religious purposes only. So that you do know that. If you're looking for legal advice, go find you somebody. It ain't here. All right. So let's talk about this, right? Motion to vacate. And I guess I figured I'd talk about this because I had to do a motion to vacate today over a situation I had for some shit in the past or whatever. But I don't know. I call myself just like, I'm going to search my name and everything. I'm going to do a whole full record clean and see what's out there about me. And I just did everything. I wanted to see anybody trying to make a claim of debt. And this is part of what you have to do, okay? And you have to do it this way because, well, that's part of the administration. And you need to know everything that's dealing with the life estate so that you can handle everything properly. So first thing is, number one rule in business is communication. So I need to see who's making any claims about me anywhere, from whether it's a credit report, whether you're running your own form of background checks or anything. So fully done that on myself today. Well, and I just seen a few things. I was like, oh, okay. I said, let me see what I need to do about it's just a case from 2019. And it's funny because I remember this. And I remember going to court. I went to court. Let's see. Let me see if I can remember. April 17th. It was on an Easter day, 2022, if I'm not mistaken. I was in a car with my wife, and we were riding in the Mustang. Matter of fact, this is how I knew she was going to be around for sure forever. So I knew, and I was like, because she didn't flinch, she didn't budge, she didn't get scared or nothing when we got pulled over, and it was just, she just watched me handle what I need to handle. But anyway, they took me to jail that day, right? And they was like, you got a warrant out for your arrest, child support. I said, bro, I ain't got no child support case, man. And how you gonna take me to the city court for child support? That's county. He was like, I don't know, but that's what the warrant say. I said, so you're really gonna go take me in on a warrant that says something about child support, bro? Is you that stupid? Like that ain't even your jurisdiction, yet alone. You see what I'm saying? And so anyway, they end up taking me. They cited me 3 tickets, no driver's license, no registration, I think. It might have been something else. It was 3 of them though, but I couldn't remember. But anyway, but that was a state trooper. But they sent me and they took me to the city of Sheffield and they took me to jail. And boom, I get in there and I'm like, it's on a Sunday at that. And I was like, man, I ain't gonna be here no longer than 5 minutes. I already know I ain't gonna be in no more 5 minutes. So I was like, hey man, you wanna go home? I was like, for sure. Like, I just need to get up out of here. It's Sunday, and why am I here? For whatever reason. And he was like, well, they said you had an old warrant from 2019, blase, blase. We'll let you get that taken care of and whatever, And I'm like, all right, cool. So anyway, I never got put into a cell, processed thoroughly or anything like that. By that time, the wifey popped up and, I had to sign a couple of things and got on up out of there. So anyway, the court date was set to August the 17th. No, not August 17th. I want to say not even August. That happened April. That's June. So June the 22nd is when that was. So June the 22nd, 2022, if I'm not mistaken. I had to go to court. And when I get to court, it was funny because, well, when I get there, they try to ask me how do I, want to make a plea about anything or something like that. And then they end up setting a hearing. So they set the hearing for August the 7th, around like August the 17th. And mind you, I did a plea of demurrer. And she said that I don't know, she's gonna make automatically plead guilty for me. And I said, you can't do that. I actually can do a plea of demurrer. It is actually still in the state of Alabama law. And she said, well, I'm gonna do plea not guilty. I said, that's not what I said, but all right. Objection. And, I just let it go further on like that. And next thing I know is I came back to court, though. Never forget, I get to court. We had to go back let's see, that was August, from June, then August 17th. We did the hearing on June and came in August 17th. Okay, so when I came back in August 17th, then, yeah, so I get in there and this is supposedly the trial date. Well, the freaking officer is not there. So since the officer's not there, I already know that the prosecutor does not have enough evidence. He lacks the evidence to prosecute. So they have to dismiss the case according to the law, right? That's what it is. It wasn't that it wasn't that something was like, how you can do a continuance on the case for whatever reason. Like, that wasn't the point. This is trial, and your evidence is not here to be proven in trial. And since it's not here, case must be dismissed. And I just remember her saying, no, I'm not going to dismiss this case. I was like, you got to dismiss this case. You're supposed to dismiss this case. Like, it's no other option. You don't have evidence to prosecute. And so she was like, well, we're going to do a continuance on this. I said, objection. You can't do that. It's violating the due process. And she said, well, we're going to do it. I said, my time is special, and I'm here today. And she says, and so is our time. And I said, you know what? I tell you what you do. This case is from this point forward dismissed. The prosecutor lacks evidence to prosecute the case, which means now there's no subject matter, and you guys here lack jurisdiction. Everybody in here is a witness to that. So I went to the county for the tickets they gave me. Well, of course, I did some things, sent some stuff off. The officer didn't show. I know how to make sure the officer don't show. It's very simple. But at the same time, I made sure the officer didn't show. And when I did that, I get in there and I sit down. And the first thing they said was, Mr. Ingram, you're free to go. You no longer have to be here. The case is going to be dismissed because the officer has a failure to appear as the evidence and witness for this case. There's no subject matter, and you're free to go. Case dismissed. Boom. That was the exact shit. Now, mind you, pay attention. That was the same exact shit that was supposed to happen in Sheffield City Court. It's municipal court. The exact same thing. But no, this woman wants to be an asshole and violate Duke. And she already knew that she was getting ready to retire. She was retiring, like, I think the next week or something. But it was just bullshit. Like, you ain't got to win this case. You can win all the rest of them, but you don't got to win this one. Don't let it cost you. Because I still got all this is still costing me right now. I still got an opportunity to sue you. Even if your ass is retired or not. So just know that. But the point is, what I had to do was, after doing my research and I looked at it, and I was like, oh, okay. So they don't have a warrant out for my arrest, but they would still say they have an active hold, lien, or don't when it comes to driver's license and all of that old type of stuff and things like that. And I'm like, okay. So I said, I'm going to do a motion to vacate, right? Yeah, let's hit them with this motion to vacate because this is too easy. Like, I do this well enough to know that you're going to get yourself in trouble, right? And I've already sent something to this one judge that they had there, but she got off the case because, well, she knew and ended up leaving. But anyway, so in my motion to vacate, under Rule 26.8A and Rule 30.1, Alabama rules and criminal procedures that they operate under when it comes to these fines, Article 1 and 6, Alabama Constitution, and also the 14th Amendment, which bounds the state and its local governments. So here I come and move this honorable court to vacate in any judgment or failure to appear entry and to dismiss this case with prejudice for failure to prosecute as mandated by law and the record of this court. So the statement of facts is in 2019, defendant was issued a citation in Miss Court. A bench warrant was lawfully issued on April 17th. Okay, so that's April 17th. 2022, the defendant was arrested on the warrant and appeared before this court, and the matter was reopened to adjudication. So that's when I got arrested. So I got my days mixed up. So the court scheduled a hearing on June the 29th then. So 2022, where I appeared, and the case was set for trial on August the 17th. Okay, so now they moved it to the 17th. Then on August the 17th, 2022, the defendant appeared as ordered, and the arresting officer failed to appear, leaving the prosecution without a witness or probable cause foundation. That means the case supposed to be dismissed, especially when I moved the court to dismiss the case for lack of prosecution immediately, right? So under Rule 26.8a, if the state fails to appear or otherwise fails to prosecute, the court shall dismiss the case for the want of prosecution. See how that works? See what I'm saying? The case is supposed to be over with, guys. But she wanted to be an asshole. You see what I'm saying? Rather than dismissing the court, the court reset the matter August 24th, 2022, without written notice or service as well, contrary to Rule 26.11. So no sworn accuser ever appeared under oath, violating the defendant's Sixth Amendment and Article 1(6) right to face his accuser. And despite the state's default, an administrative failure to appear was reported to the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, causing license suspension through no conviction or judgment exists. So, pursuant to Rule 201B and C, defendant requests the court to take judicial notice. 2019 bench warrant issued when defendant missed court. The defendant's arrest was on April 17, 2022, and appearance on June 29, 2022. And the docket showing the officer's non-appearance on April 17, 2022. The absence of any conviction or sentencing order as well, and also the record for the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. So these records prove that when the defendant failed to appear in 2019, the court issued a warrant, and when the state failed to appear in 2022, no dismissal followed, an unequal application of law and due process. Gotcha. Simple. And this is what I be trying to tell y'all. Y'all be trying to go out there and flex on about so much, talking about who you are and all of this. And if you are who you say you are, then you should be able to come and fulfill the law, because Christ did not come to break it. He came to fulfill it. And to fulfill it is to make sure that we operate according to the Constitution and the letter of law and the rules and procedures of the courts. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I don't have to tell them who I am. I will show you who I am, because I am the people, because I understand how to exercise my right. And it's really that simple, right? So now, with that being said, this is grounds for relief. Rule 26.8a mandates dismissal when the prosecution fails to prosecute, and the officer's absence on August 17th constituted such failure. Anything else after that is void ab initio. So the course continues without notice, violated Rule 26.11 and Article 1(6), denying due process, and the state's non-appearance after the defendant's lawful arrest and appearance required dismissal for want of prosecution. Ex parte Fuller and Ex parte Johnson holds that judgments entered without jurisdiction or notice are void ab initio. So, because the state defaulted on the 17th, any further actions were ultra vires, null and void, and the defendant has the right to move with impunity thereafter. That's a wrap. It's over with. And now, one time did y'all hear me say, I'm the agent of the such and such and this and that, because I don't have to. They're coming at me specifically trying to restrain my liberty as the living man. So let me handle this according to the Constitution. Simple. Now, if I want to deal with anything else as far as the bonds and stuff like that, then I'll use my trust in the private aspect and deal with those and make my claim. So I've already did a demurrer. I did all of that. And see, that's the point. When I did the demurrer the first time of this case, this is a motion to vacate a judgment because this case is old. It's from 2019. So, and I'm just having to go and help them correct the matter or deal with some stuff. So, but at the same time, I already did the plea of demurrer. I did that first. And she tried to say, what she tried to say? She basically was like, no, we're going to say you plead guilty. And I also did a proposed order for the judge so he can just go ahead and sign it. Just sign it right there for me, buddy. We got you. But I'm finna find the plea of demurrer for you. Right quick in Alabama. I'm gonna show you how the little evil witch lied. And this is why we don't like y'all, man, for real. Because y'all be evil. Y'all be evil for no reason. Just because you think you hold and then you think, oh, I got locks and I just look stupid or something. Like, you out your freaking mind or something? Are you tripping? You tripping? You tripping? Look, let me show you how she just lied. What that say, y'all? Forms of pleas, replications, rejoinders, and demurrers. Oh, man. You see what I'm saying? And she lied. General form of plea, plea to jurisdiction, plea of misnomer, plea of form of jeopardy, replication to plea of jurisdiction as well. So you got it. The demurrer is there. It's telling you. And that is, we get to also challenge the jurisdiction at all time. But for them to lie, the following forms of pleas, replication, rejoinders, and demurrers are what? Sufficient in all cases in which they are applicable. But they are not exclusive in any other form of sufficient at common law under the statute or any analogous or kindred pleadings where no form is provided in this code may be used. So they just letting you know, I could do it. You see what I'm saying? And it's like that woman tried to tell me you can't do it. Polly Ruggles, Luggers, whatever your name was. But that was some bullshit. And it's like, you mad because I didn't go to grad school for law and all of that? Yeah, okay. I went to God school of law. That's what I went to. I don't gotta go nowhere to read now. I can sit right here and read very well and comprehend. Not just read, but comprehend. Yep. So for them to act like that, but that's what I want, that's this type of stuff I just be wanting to show y'all. Like, plea of guilty and not guilty. The plea of guilty and not guilty may either be orally or in writing. I didn't do neither one of them, but what I did put in writing was a plea of demurrer. So I don't understand, woman. You just wanted to lie to us, act like we're just stupid and don't know what we're doing, but it is what it is. We here, buddy. Face it. And that's all I be trying to get y'all to see, man, because they gonna act like it ain't what it is. And you can't let them keep treating you like it ain't what it is. Because that's when they start smiling and like, we got us one. And they already be smiling when you ain't got no lawyer and all of that. They already finna run a whole scheme on you, right? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you can do it. You can do judicial notice if you want to. I mean, it helps, but it's really no point. Once you do a motion to vacate and we showing the reasons why you should vacate, then that's the reason. And if they don't, then that's when we're going to go straight into a writ of mandamus next. And then we'll do a writ of mandamus and be done with it. I mean, because no matter if it reached to any appellate court, it should definitely be dismissed for lack of jurisdiction because they didn't have prosecution. No subject matter. You didn't have no freaking a sworn testimony. You didn't have nothing coming from the officer to appear. He didn't show, and if he wasn't there, then that causes for grounds of dismissal. It's just easy because it's the same. And this is why y'all can't let them treat you like that. You cannot let them just take you like they be taking y'all, man. You can't let them just take you down through there like that. No, not at all. And then not only that, here's another thing for you guys that you guys be doing. This just happened to somebody in my nation, right? Literally was driving someone else's car. So they ran the tag and they seen that the person who owns the car doesn't have their license was suspended. So they pulled them over and then seen it was someone else and then proceeded to ask them for their license, etc., and gave them tickets and stuff like that and took them to jail. Right? But now I'm asking y'all this because I want you to tell me what's wrong with that situation. Anybody, what is wrong with that situation? Because it's definitely something wrong with it. But can you tell me? Because I'm gonna break it down to you. The reasonable suspicion is that the person driving does not have driver's license. Okay? So that was the reasonable suspicion. So once he's seen that this person that he's dealing with is not the person who owns the car whom he had reasonable suspicion to be driving without a license. And then they proceeded on to do everything else. So what is wrong with that situation? Come on. I want you to identify. Everybody can say no probable cause, but identify the situation. What is it? When did the reasonable suspicion end? Since you said no probable cause, when did the reasonable suspicion end? Exactly. Since they don't own the vehicle, when the officer found out, they should have been let go because there's no longer any reasonable suspicion, right? They cannot articulate a crime from what they thought at that particular time. Anything else after that is now considered to be part of the fruit of the poisonous tree. It's easy to get that dismissed. And it's very important, though, because you guys got to start understanding this, too. They cannot be using third-party softwares. These are still third parties. I don't care what they looked up in the system or whatever. It's not directly coming from whatever. It's a third-party software that sometimes does not get entered. They make errors. They leave warrants on when they haven't taken warrants out, still getting people pulled over and taken to jail, all kind of different shit. So it's hearsay. It's really not even fully validated. They're just banking on it, hoping that they're right. And since that happens, people need to start suing them. You got to sue. You cannot let that type of stuff just go on and you guys don't want to do anything about it. And that's to the point to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time. I don't got time for that. You guys shouldn't either. And the only way you're going to be able to put a stop to that, because right now that's a policy for them to do that. All right. And they think that creates reasonable suspicion. That's just like a while ago. I was watching this one video where this woman said she was sitting in an apartment parking lot and she was sitting there waiting on somebody, to be exact. And the officer just pulls up, starts asking her, like, first he tries to explain how he's always here and he's never seen her car and he wonders why she's sitting here. So, and then he said, who are you, et cetera? If you're not doing anything wrong, then let me see your ID. You see what I'm saying? So when that happened, it's like he started saying she's detained. But to say she's detained is saying that you're restraining her from a liberty that she has. That is a form of imprisonment. And if you are detaining her without a reasonable suspicion. You cannot articulate a crime that she's about to commit or something that you think that she is committed or has committed, is about to commit or has committed. You see what I'm saying? So without, and he just, he keeps going on and yapping like how she has to answer. And she was like, I don't answer questions. And I'm just like, dang, that's really crazy that he really thinks that he got that type of power to do what he's doing. And then it's like they just go on about their life with no consequences, yo. And it's all because, and the woman, she understood the law well enough to know that she didn't have to talk. She understood that he didn't have no articulable crime for her. He couldn't articulate anything to her. So she understood that much. And then she said, well, detain is like arrest. He said, no, arresting is putting handcuffs on you. I said, no, well, we don't have to call it that. We just call it imprisonment. Let's not even call it an arrest, because you can still could consider it imprisonment. It's false imprisonment because you're restricting for someone from leaving. Then he ordered her to get out the car. And then he finds out that the guy that was waiting on got the key to the place, been working there. He was waiting on her and all this type of shit. But at the end of the day, that whole harassment is worth a lawsuit. It shouldn't easily go by. And they should, the letter of the law works both ways, guys. And I'm saying that because it's a double-edged sword. If they do wrong, they should be punished for it, no matter what. So y'all guys need to get more familiar with 42 U.S.C. 1983 to be able to sue according to civil actions when they do these things wrong. And if you don't, man, this is the type of stuff we running into. You know what I'm saying? So hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. And if you don't, then stop voting. Shit. You might as well not even vote. You might as well just let them pick the people. If you ain't gonna hold the people accountable, we might as well be ruled by a king. And I'm just being for real. Y'all sitting out here talking about no king and doing these marches for no king. You might as well be. If you ain't gonna know the law in the land of which you live and being able to exercise your right and hold these public servants accountable, you might as well just consider yourself a slave, a subject in your own, roaming in your own land type situation. You know? Any of that. So that's the things. And you gotta know, man. And I think that a lot of us, that's how we follow. You know how much money they didn't made off ignorance? Like, y'all just walk in there, y'all don't even challenge the ticket to nothing. They don't, and it's to the point to where I know they don't calibrate their guns because ain't nobody challenging that for real. Was your gun calibrated? No. The last time was your speed gun calibrated, Officer James? Yeah, I like to subpoena those documentations of the speed gun that you used on whatever particular date here. Yeah. That we produced the log of the calibration of the speed gun. And if it cannot, then we just have to consider that, well, that evidence can be considered hearsay because we can't determine if it's accurate or not. You see what I'm saying? Something just like that. It is what it is, because what I just did is I just put doubt into their situation. And once you create doubt, they got to let it go. Because remember, man, it's got to be absolutely enough evidence to prosecute. That means they got to have, without a reasonable doubt, that they got you and held you to a charge. And they sure the due process was fully followed. They didn't break the law anywhere. And they got the right to make this charge against you. That's what they're saying. But once you create the doubt, case got to be dismissed. It's over with. And most doubt can be killed because it's about willful intent. Hmm. You can move it over to federal for if you need to. If it's over 70,000, you can move it to federal 70,000 and up. I think it's 70. It might be 75, but I think it's 70. You only got to knock out one element. That's a fact. You know what I mean? And that's all it takes. And that's the reason why I focus now more on due process and errors and everything like that when it comes to the cases and stuff more than I do because once you study enough, it's like it don't matter who you are for real because I mean it do in a way because you got treaties and stuff like that people are here on the soil that are also considered the law of the land between United States of America and whoever they may have a treaty with. So that situation still might be different, but at the same time, it's still stated that even the states, according to the 14th Amendment, any and all persons means from natural persons all the way into corporate entities, are fully protected under the law. All right. It has equal protection of the law. So that literally means that you got all the same rights to the Constitution of your rights being protected just as anybody else do. So that literally means, hey, due process is over everything because that's the whole point of why they can't discriminate against you because of national origin, ethnicity, religion, whatever. And that just simply means that it doesn't matter who you are, we're going to give you due process. We're going to give you equal protection of the law. You still have life. You still have liberty. You have all the same rights and privileges of the people of the United States of America as anybody else does here, right? You got the same rights. And that's all it means. Now, you might not, if you're not a full citizen or something like that here in America, United States of America, then you might not have the right to vote or something. But according to the equal protection of the law, dealing with civil claims and something like that of criminal prosecution and stuff like that, man, you got the same right to due process as anybody. The only thing about it is, do you know it? That's where they hit you at. Do you know it? And if you don't know it, it's over with. And that's just the fact. Ignorance will get you out of here, guys. Quick. Real quick. Right? Real quick. Now, I've been asked quite a few times, like, how did I get here, and stuff like that. But, guys, I took L's in places. Civil cases, I took losses in. I took losses in a few things, man. But what I always tell y'all is the thing about if you lose a case in court, they tell you why you lost. They show you why you lost. And then once I started studying cases, no matter what, whether somebody won or not, I understood what to do and what not to do. So I started reading more cases than anything in my home and just started realizing, like, okay, there's procedures. You can't just walk up in here and say somebody hurt you. You got to know according to what law are you charging this person with and how did they break it? You know what I'm saying? And if you don't bring it according to the right law, then they're going to say cause of action. There's no cause of action to grant relief. And that just means that you brought it up under the wrong cause of action. So it's failure to state a claim. Facts. So that's one of the other things that I had to learn. So then I just, just court procedures, reading, and then I started saying like, oh, okay, I get it. Due process. Due process is very important. So due process has to do with is like everything, far as the Constitution itself, far as their procedures itself, and due process even falls to how they supposed to operate when it comes to their charter. They can't act outside of that. Due process is deep, very deep, guys, super. And if you start to understand that, then all this other stuff that we be saying, like, yeah, you do it to make sure you stay on the record and stuff like that. But due process is the main thing. And you kill out due process, then you're going to win. And that just means that you use your discovery tools the right way. Make sure that you get, pull all the evidence that you need or show all the evidence that they don't have to make a claim or the authority. Make sure that you use your depositions. Just use everything at your hand and at your power to do. And what makes a good lawyer is a good lawyer or a good attorney or whoever, a good representative of the law, It's someone that truly understands that procedure is everything, and being able to exercise those procedures and utilize the tools of discovery in the best way possible will get you a win every time, right? It will definitely do that. So, man, just wanted to put you guys on that. So, but when it came to what we was talking about earlier, just the initial stop, so it could have been valid. If they pulled him over and it had to been the owner of the car, then it would have been valid. And then, yeah, okay, they could have got it or whatever. But it becomes unlawful the moment the driver is not the registered owner. And there is no new cause to continue to stop. And they ain't got a new cause. That's the thing. It would never be a new cause, right? Because even if they just found out that you don't got license, they still pulled you over for reasonable suspicion of being someone else not having license. Yeah. So it's over with. Over with. Now, next thing is accord and satisfaction. Right? Accord and satisfaction. Now, accord and satisfaction. Accord is literally like a new a new contract. It's an offer of what you want to happen, right? And the obligations, etc. And the satisfaction is upon the offer of what you're giving that everything is now satisfied according to this particular new contract, and then upon their acceptance, right? So tomorrow, for those of you that are locked in with me on the Paid in Full class, what you're going to be learning from me is, yes, I've filed liens and everything. But what you're going to be learning from me the most is when it comes to accord and satisfaction, again, it's rule, right? It's rules. It's the rule. It's exactly what it's saying. And you follow the letter of law to exactly what it says. You have to do not what somebody's making up, telling you do this and do all this action. No, listen, we just going to read the law. We're going to type up our letter according to the law. We're going to write our statement on the money order according to the law. And we're going to send it exactly where it needs to go, according to the contractual agreement that you have with the corporation. And then once it's sent off, they're going to accept. When they get it, they got a choice to either accept the offer or don't accept the offer. Majority of the time, they accept the offer. Why? Because they don't care about how you feel. They just know that they're taking the money and they're still going to feel like you owe them, and anything that you just wrote them means nothing to them. It happens more than you think. And you're going to find that dummy that's going to do that. And when you get that dummy that does that, you got him. So now you sit back and you wait according to the statute of limitations of accord and satisfaction. And we wait. And once that time has reached, you have a big smile on your face and you send them a letter and say, thank you for doing business with you. And all obligations have now been settled upon your agreement. There has been a limit. The statute of limitations has been reached, and all debt is now fully discharged. Right. So if you got a car, release the lien off the on the title. Send you the title. If you got a mortgage, then of course release the lien off the deed of trust. So do a reconveyance. So what you can do right then is a reconveyance and place it into your trust. And then you can also post up the accord and satisfaction where the lien was settled. And now the land, there is no longer a lien on the deed of trust as well either. And you're done. Especially if you're in a non-judicial state, it's even easier. That has, when it comes to foreclosure and stuff like that. So you don't got to worry about it. You got the right, it's settled, and automatically you can administrate and be done. But if they get to tripping, now you got to know how to do one thing. We got to know how to go to court according to the rule of law, according to the actual, due process of it, right? We fulfilled everything that's supposed to be done. Now all we need to know is how to operate fully in the courts. Right. So now we can do if it's you can do it in the state if you want to. You can do it in federal. It just depends upon you how you want to do it. If it's a diversity of citizenship, you're suing the company in another state, then take it federal. Or not, sue them actually in that particular state, and you can do it that way. Totally up to you. And then you're gonna win though. But the way you win is truth, proof, law, and relief. What's the truth? That you did everything according to the rules of accorded satisfaction, that you sent off the money order on this specific time and date, they cashed the money order on this specific time and date, and when they cashed the money order on that specific time and date, they had a certain amount of days according to the statute of limitations. They never rebutted or said anything else. Those days have fully passed. Statute of limitations have been reached, and the intent of the receiver, well, does not matter when it comes to the rules of accord and satisfaction. So once you get there, now you got everything and all of your proof that you have, and now they have to come to court and try and rebut it. And they're not. They can't. So when we send off the complaint to them, because that's the first thing, when we send off our first notice, letting them know that it's done and they can no longer, after they refuse to do so, then we're going to send them a complaint, letting them know, we'll sue you. This is your last chance. If I don't hear back from you saying that this is settled, then I'm filing this case on this particular date. And see, now they can just sit there and look at that lawsuit. They gonna be like, man, this already ready. Can we be? They'll look at their lawyer. Can we beat this? Lawyer gonna look and be like, no, we cannot beat this. You must settle now. Because what's also gonna happen is, if I gotta take you to court, you're really not gonna like when I start saying, produce the original note, produce the chain of title, and then on top of those two things, I also got where I got you cashing under accord and satisfaction and all of that. Yeah, you ain't gonna want to go through all that. That's too much for you. So guys, this is exactly how you get them. And I'm just telling y'all, this is just strategy, because one thing I know about people are flawed, and everything they create is flawed. Computer glitches, they get bugs, they easily hacked, all this type of crazy crap. The minute they tell you they got the most unhackable system, it's hacked. And then guess who hacks it? They hack it themselves. They created something. So anybody that's willing to give you the antidote, they also got a poison. If anybody's willing to give you the poison, they got the antidote. So just remember, they're the ones who make and break at the same time. So I'm just telling you, like, hey, we don't got time to play these games. It's easy to get them, guys. Easy to get them. Because again, all they ever do is act out of greed. Act out of greed. I done been told on the phone myself, I don't care what you sent us. And none of that means anything to us. You still owe us, and we still gonna get our money. We still, okay, so you just talking tough just to be talking. That's just stupid. You love your job that much? To get sued? Like, once I sued them and you said, and they found out that you said what you said, because I'm gonna subpoena you specifically. Yeah, to court. To bring the files. And then I want you to come in here and say that same shit you were saying. Yeah, say it then too. When we get in this court, they gonna look at you so crazy. And then you ain't gonna want to come to court. That's another thing. Yeah, and then if I hit you where you gotta come to court, and then if you don't come to court, I'm gonna hit you with a show cause. Now your ass gotta go to jail for contempt. Boy, y'all, I don't think they're ready for it. I don't think they're ready. But this is what we're doing tomorrow, guys. Get in class. You got until 10 o'clock tonight to get in. You get in, great. You don't, hey, maybe next time. Maybe you catch the cell or something. I don't know, but by then you're gonna hear a couple people say, "Hey, man, I discharged my mortgage, or I satisfied my car note, or somebody might even get that light bill like that. I don't know, but it's possible. It's very possible. I'm just telling you, just hey, people, just how people is, especially police officers. I keep telling y'all, man, anybody that's gonna do power struggle is that they're going to mess up. They're going to abuse it. And they definitely have a power struggle, right? And so that's why they abuse it. They abuse it immediately. That's why y'all just be calm, be cool. Just because you learn this information don't mean you gotta make the situation to intensify it. It shouldn't be so high intensity with you guys. You know what I'm saying? It's like, go home, man. Go home. Don't let these folks harm you and do anything to you. You can get out the car under protest. Yes, I get out the car under protest, still reserving all rights. They get out the car. You already detained, and if they detaining you falsely, it's a form of false unlawful detainment or false imprisonment. It's a form of imprisonment anyway. Any restriction against your liberty is a form of imprisonment. Freedom of movement. So since that's the case, you already got the win. You ain't even got to talk. Y'all be what? Yeah, you can sound big and bad, whatever. But why get your ass beat to the bad to the point that, you might make it and you might not make it. I'd rather be living at home with my folks in the same condition that I got pulled over in than a few broken ribs, a broken jaw, a lump on my head, or something like that. I don't want all that. And I'm still gonna get a lawsuit. I still gotta heal. Hope I heal right. That's too much. Y'all doing too much. Don't do all that. Go home, man. But I guess when you got more knowledge of the law and stuff like that, you can be calm. You can just, whatever y'all gonna do. Because I don't have time to be upset and trying to whatever with them. Only thing I'm focused on is their procedure and how they move it. I'm clocking everything they do and how they do it. I ain't saying nothing. You supposed to know how you supposed to operate. You took an oath to hold up the state constitution and the Constitution of the United States of America. You did that. So operate accordingly. And if you get out of line, then I already got you. I already know what to do. I ain't even gonna make it hard for you. I'm gonna smile on your face. I'm gonna shake your hand. Everything. Have a nice day, sir. Same way y'all do us. Y'all, boy, yeah, they'll go tell they'll go tell on your ass to come back and smile on your face. Everything. Next thing you know, on the intercom, you getting called to the office. What? Then you come back, you find out them mother told on you. He's still smiling, just looking at you. It happens though, man, for real. And I do the same. I look at him in the face and smile. Like, gotcha. I'm suing. I ain't finna talk shit, go off. I ain't worth my time. It ain't worth my blood pressure, none of that. And none of y'all should do the same, But what's gonna take this to go different in a different route? It's just for all us to become, from the banks to the justice system. I mean, hell, even if y'all feel like Trump, let's talk about the situation with the government shutdown, government employees. Number one is this. You guys can't fault. If they shut down the government and this and that ain't got nothing to do with them. Y'all still keep trying to depend on government for life. Y'all, the people's job is to take care of the people. Why y'all don't got gardens and stuff like that? Why? That's the point. This is what I'm saying. You too damn dependent. Any wrong move will put your ass into jeopardy quick. The average people, any wrong move gonna put you into some serious shit you ain't gonna hardly be able to get out of. And that's because you unprepared. That's because you're too dependent. And that's just what it is. Anytime you give somebody this much control, because this is why I can't work a 9 to 5. I'm telling you right now. Because as soon as they told me, we ain't got no work for you today, you can go home. And I'm like, what? Go home? Oh, we cutting hours and Then they just keep picking you, and then other people just keep getting picked to work. And oh yeah, I see what's going on. I will never let nobody have that type of control over my life to where, number one, you're gonna decide what goes on my family table tonight based on the hours I get. Are you serious? That shit ain't never happened. I ain't clocked in for somebody in a very, very, very long, almost 8-9 years probably. It's been a minute. And it didn't take me long to make that decision. Right? I'm just being honest. So, and I can't do it. And that's how I feel about this type of situation as well. I just can't feel like they got power over me like that. So my question is to all y'all that say Trump this and that, they wrong. Do y'all understand the Constitution for real? Do you know what the Declaration of Independence say? Do you know that if you feel like this government is headed in a way of destruction against you as the people, that you're supposed to form a militia? Y'all do know that, right? Drop some ones if you aware, but won't dare, because some of y'all ain't about that in life, no way. So let's just be honest. So you might as well just put your feet together, put your hands on your side, get your ass in line, and keep marching in the matrix like you've been doing all this time. Don't step out here for no real action because you're not ready. You're too scary. And that's just the honest truth. It's good to get on here on Facebook and talk that shit, but y'all don't even really understand how the country was even established. It's a serious situation. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all don't really want that type of situation for real. Because if you really felt like that, then your militias would be formed right now. And the people would be outside. Man, wouldn't need none of this stuff be going. If y'all really cared like that, none of this stuff would not be going on right now. Foodland, all this, Foodland, Publix, all this stuff like that, Walmart, they'll be shut down in less than a week. Because y'all outside with the guns headed to these officials' places telling them that either they're going to operate by the law or they got to get out the country or whatever else they go, get Mobay or wherever. But either you're going to do this right or it's night-night. You see what I'm saying? I'm just being for real. Yeah, this way, doing this movement, learning the law and stuff like that, it is. But I'm just saying, like, I don't think people get it if it goes to a point. And this is why, like, a lot of y'all look at Trump like, okay, Trump this, Trump that. Trump done beat every freaking case that y'all done ever took him to court for. And then he even did it in a way to where he was like, we're going to the Supreme Court with this. Or an appeal in the Supreme, whatever. We're going to use the whole judicial system. And in the movement of that, I'm telling y'all, and y'all ain't gonna hear me, but y'all gonna be like, yeah, he got that type. Y'all don't understand what I'm saying though. He got that type of power, is what y'all gonna say. Had he lost those cases, you would have got you would have seen what people look like who gonna protect the republic. Who not gonna lose the republic. And a lot of y'all be like, no, that's that bigotry, racist stuff. No. If you think that the whole entire military, all these people and all this stuff is against you and they all with Trump and he got this much power and you think that these people just gonna, one thing I know about white people and you know, I'm just gonna say this, white people is fully invested, bro. If white people get up and say, hey, damn it, it's time to go to war, they taking my rights, then it's serious, right? That's when you know it's serious. When they say that, they ain't said that to y'all yet. Because a lot of y'all don't get it. They get it. They know. They remember. They've been passed to their family to remember why we here. That's why the first thing they protect is that gun right. The minute that Second Amendment get it wrong, because the Second Amendment means also you can't form the militia to have your gun to protect the republic. That's what it's all about. So they can't never take that away from you. The minute they try to mess with that, I promise you, you're gonna see these white folks get real. Real. It's gonna get very serious. And it's supposed to. And they gonna be willing to go there. A lot of others too. But a lot of y'all ain't ready for that. Because you don't understand the law. You don't understand when your liberties is being infringed upon and when it's actually time to go to war. That's my point. They don't feel that from you. And since they don't feel that from you, you're not a... Man, these people they don't feel like they got to walk the tightrope to be able to deal and be in the seats that they being in. They don't feel like that. If they did, they wouldn't do half the shit they do. Come on, man. We catching all these... We got politicians. We got judges. We got all kind of different people in everything. In everything. Doing all kind of stuff. Part of trafficking rings and everything. All these people are people that sent people to jail. And it still ain't been enough for y'all to even realize to want to go to war about it. I'm talking about they responsible for kidnapping children. Not just some. I'm talking about almost 800,000, hundreds of thousands a year go missing. Let me just put it like that. And we're finding rings that they've been a part of that has something to do with those hundreds of thousands of children going missing. And y'all ain't saying shit. Nothing. Nothing but a headline for a quick day or so, and it's gone. But y'all talking about, let's see the Epstein list. Damn, the Epstein list, we already know they taking children. We already know the system is a part of it. It's already been proven. Why we still waiting on the list to bust a move? Y'all ain't gonna bust a move even when you see the list. It's just gossip for you to talk about. That's my point. They hit your children. What we waiting on the list for? That's how they know y'all not for real. Y'all not for real, man. Y'all is not for real. I promise you. You was not about that life. None whatsoever. And until you find that spirit, that fire within you, then that's the only time that shit gonna get what you want. That's the only way. But until you find it in you, it's over with, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, this some real stuff, man. And I just think that it's crazy, man, because we all today, Friday night, you got high school football tonight. Then you got college football, and then you got Sunday NFL. All while we know these folks' kids then got took by judges, sheriffs, other people that is involved, politicians, wealthy people as well. And then I'm just saying, and all y'all can do is talk about Donald Trump. And I just wonder if the media didn't portray, because I understand how the media works. The media only thing, it works just like music. If you constantly watch the news and I constantly keep putting something in your mind over and over and over again, eventually you're going to believe it, and that's what it's going to be. If I can give you certain perspectives, give you certain pictures of things, and that's what it's going to be. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's happening to a lot of y'all. Y'all been programmed. Like, I don't think that y'all would even dislike this dude if you wasn't told not to like him. You was told to love Obama and to hate him. And then a lot of people, man, I ain't gonna get into all of that. All I'm gonna say is when you start removing color, the flesh, and you start looking at the spirit, and you try the spirit by the spirit, it looks different. That's all I'm going to say. It just looks different. But everybody just complaining just to be complaining and saying stuff, guys, that's dead. Y'all got children. You got children right now, or want children, or got nephews or something, or friends with children. You know children is my point. And you willing to leave and not do something about the situation for the posterity of this earth. We ain't willing to go to hell and back for that, to make sure that they have the liberties intact with what they need and to stand on that. That's where it gets kind of hard to watch y'all. That's where it kind of get hard to, you know what I'm saying? And that's why if you start knowing too much, it kind of get lonely a little bit, because you just start looking at people like, are y'all for real? You for real, for real? You seriously don't see this? Or you see it and you just like, you don't care? Which one is it? But it looks weird though. And it's like, we know these people are doing this. We ask to be revealed certain things, and then we go to church and we like act like we didn't see the shit. We praying about a new car. Like we just didn't see all these kids just got took. What happened to all them kids that just disappeared, bro? That's crazy. I don't think, and these parents, they handle it kind of well. I know I couldn't handle it well. I'm not going to handle it well. If somebody was to try to take mine like that, bruh, not going to handle it well, guys. I'm not. It's going to look like some shit you ain't never seen before. And I'm just saying that because this is what it is. But everybody got to have that same fire, though. And if you don't, this is the situation for us, man. It's really crazy because, you know, I see a lot of stuff, and that good old boy Comply, you know, he should have did this, he should have did that, and, you know. But I think that people should just sit down and read and learn the law. You have to. And they have definitely made sure that United States of America be some of the most uneducated people of law ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Because we're not. Even our language, you go anywhere else, most people language and the law tie in together. They're one and the same. Usually language, law, and religion, for sure. You get here, definitely ain't about religion, because the religion is shot to shit here. You know what I'm saying? Just, on the human side. But it is, though, in the United States of America. But even culture, I mean, what's the culture? Culture is everybody's culture. It's a mixture. Even the religion itself here in America has parts of other people. Like, you got to think about it. Easter comes with the bunny. You celebrating all this stuff. You celebrating Ishtar, and you celebrating, it's all these different things mixed in one. So now the language itself does not match the language of the law. It's different. So now it looks like a whole freaking new language than what you speak daily. But you go to any other country, pretty much their language is that of the same of the law. It is the same. And of pretty much their religion. So, I mean, that's why you got to be careful. Because, well, we didn't make these words. We didn't create these words. Somebody gave them to us and told us. And when we thought that we could use these words any way that we wanted to, but these words already had meaning. That's the crazy part. They already had meaning, and we thought we could just use them for what we meant them to mean. That's not how it works. So you got to be able to take a step back, unlearn, relearn, as y'all say, and keep going. Because this is not an easy task for any of us, and we have to truly understand that, man. It's not at all. In order for us to regress, it's gonna continue to take studying. But what I've learned more, the more knowledge I gain and wisdom, first and foremost, in God and myself and the law itself, the more I'm willing to do. I'm able to do because I know to do. Let me say that. So I think that a lot of you guys just don't know. And if you actually knew that you could do, then you would do. But it's a lot of things that you don't know, so you don't know how to act on things in a proper manner or way. So, that's resource is not available to you, or tool is not available to you to use in order to reach where you want to go. And that hurts in a lot of different ways for us, which is why you got to look at your country like, if you really know that you want to have the greatest country and the greatest citizens ever, the education of the children is going to be the number one priority over everything, because that's where it all starts at anyway, if you want your nation to be the best. You see what I'm saying? And with that being said, you just got to be able to know that they don't give the best education in these public schools. They're very limited. Even the food, the resources that goes to some of these public schools. You got to know that. And that's the most craziest part ever. That ought to let you know how they really feel about you. So now it's like, if you have to send your kids to public schools to do things in these particular schools, etc., when I told y'all we were supposed to be having our own schools, private schools through the church, etc., anyway, because everything's supposed to be in God's house, not in the house of the state. It's supposed to be in God's house, not in the house of Caesar. But you didn't. You didn't give it. You didn't give it to God. You gave it all to Caesar. You even gave your child to Caesar and said, hey, go to school. When you're supposed to have the schooling for them, being able to fully teach them in every manner and aspect to be ready for society. They prepared your child to work, to read, to count, to read instructions, to know a cliche history that they always speak out, the basic knowledge of science. And that's about it. That's about all we need from you, buddy. Those that want to go to college, go ahead. We're gonna pick a few of you anyway, because, we don't have to pick all of you guys. Yeah. So there you go. It's just how we got to look and how we set up towards these type of things. And the only way that that's going to change if people really start creating their own agenda. Everybody's waiting on the Democratic agenda. Everybody's waiting on the Republican agenda. What about your own family home agenda? What about your church family agenda? What's y'all agenda? Do y'all even got a plan for any disastrous situation that may happen between your church, your people, your family? What's your plan? What's the deal? You got something that just hit your people now from federal employment, the government shuts down. Let's say they want to say shut down for the rest of the year. What the freak you guys gonna do? Huh? Think about that. What you gonna do? And it's not their fault. It's your fault. You the one that's unprepared. You the one been going through life like everything is entertainment, fun, and games. That's your fault. Because to say it's someone else's fault is to say they have power over you. And the only one that should be over us is God. So, are you guys saying that man is before God? That's my question. And then y'all try to defend it. Stop trying to defend that shit. Like, yeah, I hate y'all ain't got food, whatever, because shit. Now, we got to feed more people, but at the same time, we should have been damn prepared. Shit like this. You wasn't. You thought something was gonna be forever, didn't you? Well, it's not. And it'll come back. It'll be back when they get ready. But that's my point of what I told you guys earlier. Somebody having control over my life. I just can't do it. You're not finna tell me the government shutting down all because y'all can't get along in there to talk, have a conversation to get on. So you mean tell me it's got to affect me to where I can't go home and make no money? Now some dude had to go out here and start Ubering. So your college degree that you went and got, and now you a federal employee and all of that type of stuff that got you in where you at, and now you gotta go home. And if you didn't save your money right, your ass in trouble. And everybody that's a federal employee don't manage money well. Don't have a full financial literacy either. Just because they in there don't mean they the smartest individual when it comes to finances either. Just means they got a good job, probably knew somebody, got in, making some good money, still can't manage it, but making good money. That's probably over half of America right now. You make good money, making money, just poor management. Don't know how to manage it between your communities. Don't know how to circulate the dollar. Don't know how to be industrious. This is your fault. Ignorance of the law, your fault. You can read. What stopped you from picking up a book? I know people I went to school with, we graduated in 2005. Some of y'all ain't picked up a book in forever. Read nothing but the instructions to assemble something, and if you read that. Now, a lot of y'all read the instructions to video games and shit like that, but, man, that's it. Y'all ain't out here doing nothing else. So, when we got everybody said in that manner and we not pulling, the resources and things like that and knowledge and wisdom together to establish these things, so when these type of times do come, when hard times do come, it don't phase you. It happened, but it didn't happen to me, if that makes sense. Because we was prepared. We was ready. And I'm not going to sit here and say I'm prepared and ready about every single thing in my life, but I'm just telling you what we need to do. I'm not afraid to say I ain't prepared on some stuff either. But I know some people that I God it is, though. What's happening? We on the way. But, hey, I'm just saying, you better know somebody. I know a few. I tell my brother and I tell my brother-in-laws all the time, boy, something go down for real. I'm coming to holler at y'all. Because one thing I know about them, they hunt, they fish, they clean their own meat, they know how to cook it, they know how to do all that, pause, but they know how to do all that. They do it all. And so, yeah, we living. Hey. I'm pretty decent myself. So with that being said, we're gonna be all right. But if you don't know nobody, it's gonna be hard for you. And y'all just keep thinking that we exempt from something happening on this land. Don't do it. Don't find yourself in a situation where you can't. You know what I mean? Where you ain't prepared. But I'm about to get up out of here, man. I will be back on here probably about 9-ish, you know what I'm saying, right before the last hour, before paid in full class. If you guys want to get in class, you still got time to do so. Also, don't forget, work sessions is Monday. We got the last 2 work sessions for season 7 this Monday and Wednesday, and then we'll be rolling over into season 8 in about a few weeks. And, it's been a great ride in season 7 for sure. We're still going to be podcasting, so we'll still be talking about things, learning different things as well, as always. But don't forget, we got the criminal law course coming up the first of the year. So you can register for that. It's going to be 30 days, a 30-day course. So we're only doing weekdays. So 30-day course. It'll come with tests, things, all of that as well. It took me about 6-7 months to put this law book together for sure. 500-something pages, but I did it. So great accomplishment, and I'm going to, teach it to you so you can know exactly what to do, how to handle, what to expect. And you're going to have to do some work. Yeah, you're going to have to take some tests. Yes, you're going to have to type up your own motions and things like that to make sure that you do. Yes, we might end up having a mock court and stuff like that, but It's practice for you to become better and ready for any situation that you might run into, and understanding the court procedures and how to do certain things and being prepared. Just the basic knowledge of being ready to move for you and your family. Y'all have a great night, though. Appreciate y'all. We out of here.